everything that's wrong with the New York Jets, everything that's wrong with the New York Jets, that is. It's not something you list. It's not a question. It's a statement. Everything is wrong with the New York Jets. Everything. Everything. Oh, we have a good defense? Okay. But do you trust a defense that commits costly penalties that are just ridiculous and stupid? Because as great as the defense is, I mean, I hope they learn the lesson this year because that'll end a playoff run. One play like that, one play could destroy a game. Unnecessary roughness, taking a guy and suplexing him. I don't care how good you are. That's what separates amazing talent and star potential from Hall of Fame type greatness. The ability to make just reasonable decisions. And I'm not picking on one person. That's why I'm not even going to name it because it's just happening to all of our players. And it's a consistent problem. Stupid, ridiculous penalties. Our entire team was supposedly built to have this great culture, this amazing locker room. That was Robert Saleh's promise. That was what came before everything else. Well, he builds a great culture, a great locker room. Really? Do we believe that now? This team is in shambles. In shambles. They are undisciplined and out of Salah's control. That is not a strong locker room. It's not. And I'm not, and just for anybody out there that says, "Oh, he's blaming the coaching," that means he's a Zach truther. No, because you see, two things can actually be true. Zach Wilson multiple things could be true. Our offensive line could stink. Our offensive coordinator could stink. And Zach Wilson can stink. Let me tell you something. I'm not saying Boyle did better, but did you expect him to? Did you look at his career stats? We found the one person in the NFL, the one name, the one player that was worse than Zach Wilson. But even he came in and right away made some plays that Zach Wilson doesn't make. In that, when he was under tremendous pressure, he threw the ball to where Garrett Wilson was supposed to be, and it actually led to a reception. Am I comparing Boyle to Zach? No. But if that's your bar, if that's your standard, if you're saying, "See, I told you you wanted to bring in Boyle, and look how bad he did," don't you think there's something wrong? If that's your standard, when I could point to rookie quarterbacks and no-name guys all over the league that are clearly and definitively better than Zach Wilson, what is it going to take? I mean, and I shouldn't be yelling and ranting like this because 95% of the fan base at least understands this. And I'm tired of the 5% of the stupidity and the dumb voices out there that are still defending this kid and think after 30 games that this is a good quarterback. You're just done. You'll never get it. You'll never understand. Go the rest of your life in 3 years from now when Zach is a broadcaster for college football and for the rest of your life walking around saying, "He was a good quarterback. They messed him up." Go around, live in your stupidity. Go to your realm of dumbness and live there. He's not an NFL quarterback, and it's not a personal attack on him. I'm not a Zach hater. I'm a realist. The kid can't play in the NFL. And if you don't know that by now, you just stop talking. Stop tweeting. Stop responding. Just sit there and shut up and watch and root for your team. Get a piece of cake, sit down, shut up, and eat your cake. Because some people are dumb and they weren't meant to be heard by everybody. I'm sorry, but it's just ridiculous. If you're still defending the historically, I mean, this is the worst quarterback to ever start 30 games in modern day football. And there are fans still defending him and making excuses. It's absolute nonsense. We have a fan out there showing a video clip of him making a good pass and using that as evidence of why it's not Zach Wilson. Because he threw a good pass. That's how ridiculously low our standards are. It's disgusting. And it's the New York Jets organization that's done this to you and made you and created you. Because they've given you such poor and pathetic teams and football that you don't even know what's good. You think a quarterback who could once every 4 times or 3 times make a good throw is good. That's your standard. And that's ridiculous. Robert Saleh is weak. He failed in his number one priority, and that's building a culture. He is a defensive coordinator. That's what he is. And he's great at it. He's great at it. Hackett, he is a nothing. He's a cheerleader. He's a cheerleader. The only accomplishment he made in his career was not getting in Aaron Rodgers' way. Being smart enough to say, you should call the plays and run the offense. I'll just sit here on the sideline and do nothing. Worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. He was the worst head coach last year. He's a disaster. He is absolutely horrendous. It is a joke. JD, and this is the sad thing, he's brought more talent in here than any GM. But unfortunately, it's like he just stopped. He was 80% of the way there. And I defended him, for the past year. But he's missing the final 20%. He can't close. He can't close. People are blaming Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson did not stop them from going out and getting a real quarterback. They waited 2 weeks after the injury before they even got Trevor Siemian. He hasn't been able to make it in 6 weeks now, at least. He hasn't been able to make it onto the 53. So how bad must he be, or how stupid must they be? And then people say Dobbs. We didn't know about Dobbs, but still, we could have known about Dobbs. Some Vikings figured it out. We didn't. But forget about that. What about Carl Wentz? What about, at this point, Joe Flacco? Because at least he would have been on the 53 by now. Right? Nothing could be worse than this. Nothing could be worse than the combination of Zach Wilson and Boyle. And I lose all faith in Robert Saleh, and I think he's incompetent because he'll sit there and defend them and say he has good quarterbacks in the room. He has absolutely lost it. He's lost it. I have no faith in him. He's really good at saying slogans. You know who's really good at saying quotes and slogans? Mike the Situation from the Jersey Shore. You want him to be your life coach? You want him to coach your team? Because he could say wise things. I can go on the internet right now and Google 50 inspirational quotes about teamwork. And I could get in front of you and I could talk about those quotes and look like I'm a great leader. But it's just empty words if you don't know how to actually build a culture that believes in those words. And this team does not believe in those words. This is as bad as any team. It doesn't matter that we have a great defense. It doesn't matter that the defense has the potential to play well. It doesn't matter that they have great talent. It doesn't matter because it's a team game. And as a team, we're just as pathetic as we've always been. It's a joke. It's a joke. So who's to blame? Everybody. Everybody. And what's the answer? It's not going to be one guy. It's not going to be one 41-year-old quarterback. It's just not going to be that. That's not going to be the answer. Might make us better, not going to get us the championship. I can't even ask you to subscribe to my channel because it has the name Jets in it. Just pity me.